I'll probably put this
Yeah.
one.
But
Uh,
like, yeah. No.
four
I think
teams could win this division, if we're being honest with
if we're talking about this year, yeah, four teams could win this
four
division.
teams. The White Sox. Look, guys. I mean,
Listen, 41 and 121. Let that
um,
let that sink into your head for a second. 41 wins,
well, Justin,
121
if they were playing
losses.
a basketball schedule, their team still would have finished 500.
That's so stupid. Dude, it's like, oh my God, the Raptors are gonna be in the play-in. We're 14th in the or like we're like 12th in the East or some shit like that. Like the fuck?
Dude, the White Sox, you could have put them in NHL or NBA standings, and
Dude,
they would have barely made the playoffs.
bro,
Or
they would be that team that like makes it in on the last day of the regular season with like winning only one third of their games and then they go to like the finals or something stupid like that. Like what
yeah,
the
so the White Sox, you're coming last. Luis Rob, is it Robert or Robert? I feel like it's Robert
Robert.
or Robert. Sorry,
Yeah.
Luis Robert.
Sorry, buddy. I don't think it's gonna go very well for
Okay.
him.
Now let's get to the nitty gritty. Four teams.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it right now. Twins, I think Twins, your time is up. All right. I want something new and exciting, and I'm putting the Twins fourth. The Twins could very well easily finish first. But I'm putting them fourth. Just because, yeah, they're very boring. I'm
Carlos
sorry to
Correa,
say
that's
this,
about it.
but they're extremely
And Max
boring.
Kepler.
Uh,
But I mean,
this is like
it,
this is like a team where you look at it and you go, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty
but then
good.
you look at the other teams in their division and you go,
Nothing
oh shit.
stands out. Like, for
Yeah.
example, I'll go to the Tigers, right? Oh, look at that. Ter
Tariq Schoolball, yeah. Or
oh,
Tarek
look at that.
Schoolball, yeah.
Gleyber Torres. Oh, and then I'll go to the Royals. Wow,
Bobby Witt.
Bobby Wood Jr. Oh my God. And then
My first pick in fantasy this year, just saying.
I'll go to the Guardians. Oh, Jose Ramirez.
Bro, if you go to the Guardians, there's like multiple guys that you look at and you go,
Yeah.
ooh.
So I'm gonna put the Twins at fourth. So pretty
Yep,
much
I will.
last.
So you
Uh,
and I have our fourth and fifth the same. Now let's see if one, two, three line up.
this is hard.
I want you to go first.
I'm
Because
leaning towards keeping the Guardians first.
okay.
Um,
You think it'll be the same as last year? Are you saying it like are you gonna say the same as that? Like it'll be the same as last year? Like Kansas because Kansas was second and Detroit was third. Even though they had the same record, but I believe um Kansas City won the head to head because they won the season series, which is why
I'm
they
gonna
clinched
put Detroit.
second.
I'm gonna put Detroit second. Um,
Okay.
I'll put Detroit second because I think their lineup is not. I would take the Royals lineup over, but then I would
Yeah, oh
probably
yeah.
take the pitching of the Tigers a
Oh,
lot more than the
unreal.
yeah.
Incredible.
So
Incredible.
yeah, I'll put yeah. You know what? I might want even want to put the Tigers first, but no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep the Guardians first. I'll put Tigers second, Royals third, and then Twins pretty much last, and the White Sox in another stratosphere.
You
Uh,
know what? Okay, yeah, all right, okay, yeah.
yeah,
If that's your prediction, yeah, okay.
yeah. I'm gonna do
So I
that.
guess I'll go. You know
Mhm.
what? I'm gonna throw a bit of a curveball.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna put the Guardians at third.
Oh, so
And then
you're okay.
I'm gonna go Detroit 2, Kansas City 1.
Okay, so we're switching our first and third. We have our first and third swap.
Yeah. So Detroit will stay the same spot, but our first and
Okay.
thirds are switching.
All right.
And let me say this. Cleveland, you have an unreal team.
Their team, honestly, they might have the
However,
sorry, they might have the most
go ahead.
overall well-rounded lineup in the majors. If
Yeah,
because
yeah. Hitting wise, I would say, yeah, but if we look at the guys who step on the mound,
no, exactly. Yes. I mean,
that's the thing though, right? Because like if you look at the Tigers, it didn't matter if there was a guy who had 50 home runs or 20 home runs. Someone got it done. Someone stepped up. And then when you have Tarek Schoolball starting every fifth game, good luck. So, like if you look at the Guardians pitchers, I'd say their best is Bieber, but he was hurt. So it's like, can you really? And then there was
Then after that, it's Tanner Bibby, Luis Ortiz.
Bibby's good. I like Bibby.
Sorry, Bibby.
Tanner Bibby's good. Logan Allen is meh. Joey Cantillo is meh. Kokoni is not great either. They do have Class A, but he's a closer, and he was the best closer in the league last year. However, the Tigers proved that they could break through because, I mean, they did get eliminated, but the Tigers did make Class A look bad for a game or two. But if we're looking at the rotation, there's also Ben Lively, he's all right, but wasn't particularly anything sparkling. And then there's Tristan McKenzie, who actually spent like nearly half the season in Columbus because that's where their AAA team is. So I don't want to say
Yeah.
that he's regressing, but like as a guy who was one of their best starters to being demoted
Sorry,
to
who are you
like
talking about?
Tristan McKenzie,
Oh, okay.
the guy
Yeah.
who weighs less than I do and is like 6'6" or something like that, or he's like 6'5".
That's
They call him they
crazy.
call him they call him Dr. Sticks. He's literally like if you look him up, he literally looks like a stick figure. But he throws like 95 miles an hour. So what am I gonna say? He's Tristan McKenzie, but
And then you're putting presumably the Twins fourth, right? I mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
If the White Sox finish fourth, they should throw a parade. Um,
Listen, if the White Sox win more than 50 games this year, they should throw a parade.
um, and now
Like,
here's my bold pred Is that all you have to say about the Central?
well, I was gonna say Royals
Go ahead.
first. But I was gonna say the Royals, like talk about them a little bit
Oh yeah, go
because
ahead.
yeah, no, thank you.
They're
But
really good.
yeah, yeah. Not bad, not bad. Maybe one of the best catchers.
Will Salvador Perez ever not be good?
He's only 30. Like it's weird. He's old, but he's not that old. He's only 34. Like he could still play for another 3 years and then be
That's
like,
crazy.
that's it, right? And then you look at their backup catcher, Freddie Fermin, who's pretty good too. And he actually, for a backup catcher, played a lot because he DH'd a lot, which means that
They
the guy
also
isn't
added
a half
Hunter.
bad
They
hitter.
also added Hunter Renfroe. They have a good team.
Hunter Renfroe, they got I
Yeah.
guess their outfield is probably their biggest weakness, in my opinion. But
Mm.
because I think their best outfielder is like Hunter Renfroe. But even then,
Um,
there were times where he was not great.
so you're
But
not putting respect on MJ Melendez or Kyle Isbell?
Isbell, no,
Okay.
because their
Uh
respect will be to the guys who are going to be playing on the dirt, such as Jonathan India, Vinny Pasquantino, Bobby Witt Jr., Michael Garcia, Michael Massey too was even pretty solid. Like there's going to be five guys competing for four spots on the infield. And then I guess Massey could DH because he did do that quite a bit last year when he got injured. But for me, I would say their pitching is also like so underrated too because they have
logo.
dude, Seth Lugo was crazy. I
Yeah.
saw him pitch in Toronto in person, and he gave up like I believe he threw 7 innings, and I think he gave up one hit the whole game, and it was a bomb by Danny Jansen, who's not playing for us anymore, but whatever.
Well,
But
well,
like besides that, he
well,
K'd like 10 guys. Like it was
but also,
disgusting.
Justin, a lot of pitchers looked good against the Jays last year.
That's
No,
true. However,
but Seth Lugo was
yeah,
really good.
I
Um,
I was gonna say Seth Lugo is
yeah.
he looks even better because he beat the crap out of us, but guy's
I also
unreal.
have Coley,
Reagan's
Cole Reagans.
that
Um,
guy's ridiculous. That's honestly that might be one of like
pretty good.
like the biggest like sleeper trades, like sleeper like fleeces or whatever, because like they gave Aroldis Chapman to Texas,
Really?
who yeah, and Chapman doesn't even play for them anymore, and Reagan's has been like their number one starter for like I guess I guess 2025. So this will be the third year that, or 2.5 years that Cole Reagans is like their number one guy. And listen, when you throw 98 from the left side and you have like a nasty 86, 87 mile an hour slider, yeah, I would I'd strut my stuff too. He's pretty good. So
Oh, and then they also have Michael Waka. So yeah,
who's
they're
also very underrated and
very good at
pretty
the
damn
three
good.
spot. All right, let's
Yeah.
move on to the AL East.
Oh boy.
I'm going to say this right now. I think one team finishes under 500 in this division. I think every other team will probably finish at or above.
Yeah.
Um,
Now the real question
who's last?
is who will be? Who will be last?
I have the Rays.
Yeah. See, like it's tough because the Rays are also one of those like I know they haven't been good very like in the
They're
last couple of
very
years.
similar in a way to the Twins, but the difference
Yeah.
is this. But the difference is they have a track record and they always surprise. Um, but I really
The
don't.
Twins also, or sorry, the Rays also play in a much more difficult division.
They do.
So
That's why.
that
Um,
definitely has an impact on everything that
they
happens.
still have very
So
good players.
yeah, oh
Brandon
yeah.
Lowe,
Brandon
Josh
Lowe,
Lowe,
Josh Lowe, they got Hassan Kim, Yandy Diaz, Christopher Morel. They have
Danny
Ben
Jansen,
Nordvet and Danny Jansen. Yeah, so I wish Jansen success. I loved him as a Blue Jay. He
and
was
their rotation's really good too. Um, so
if Shane McClanahan comes back like fully healthy, good luck
yeah,
stopping that guy.
yeah.
Shane Boz too.
But
Taj
let's not make a
Bradley.
mistake. I have them finishing fifth. They're gonna win like 79, 75, 80
Yeah,
games.
I you know what? I'd see it's
Right?
tough because like I want to be optimistic as a Blue Jays fan, but it's tough to be after witnessing last year and the
We'll
current
get
off
there.
season. But see, you know what? I'm gonna look at the teams. Okay, you know what? I think we're gonna both agree on Tampa finishing fifth. I don't see them necessarily doing
Yeah,
anything. Uh,
yeah.
you can. How about this? You rattle off your predictions first. So I
So
guess
I'm going.
we both. You can pencil us in for both Tampa at fifth because
So
that's.
I'm gonna kind of go off the rails here. I'm gonna put the Red Sox one. Um,
Ooh.
yes, yeah. I'm gonna put the Red Sox one. I don't know
Ooh.
why, but I have a really suspicious feeling. They have such a good. Their team is so damn good. If they were in another division,
You know what their team is? Their team is underrated. That's what they are.
they're so good. They got Duran, Devers, Bregman, Story, um,
Well, they have
Bright,
Walker Bueller, who was kind of
Bright,
shit last year, but
Garrett
still.
Crochet. Like, the thing
Oh
is,
yeah, they have Crochet
they have
too.
Crochet. I think this team is gonna surprise a lot of people. They're gonna finish first. Um, and yeah, second, I'm gonna put the Yankees. Um, because they obviously had a really good year last
Because
year.
they're the Yankees.
They're the Yankees, right? I think they'll probably come out the gates a bit slower than
Yeah. Well, and
the
remember they will be missing their number one starter for the
exactly
entire MLB season.
for the entire year, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, I mean, the rotation's still good. Carlos
Oh no,
Rondon,
absolutely.
right? Max Fried.
When those guys are consistent and healthy, like they are a very scary baseball team. Like it's tough to compete against that, right?
And then
Especially because they have so many guys who can hit too.
unfortunately for the Jays, I'm sorry, they're finishing fourth.
Okay.
I have to be 100. They're not better than the Orioles. So, yeah.
No, no, no.
So
No, I
that
would.
sucks. But they having a good spring training.
They are, but I hate to say it. It's like NHL preseason. You're gonna be sending half those guys to minor league camp and the fucking AHL and then minor leagues anyways. So
But also, we should clarify. I think the Jays will win like 86 games. I think they'll be good. But
yeah, but
in
they
this,
won't be good. But they might not be good
yeah, in
enough.
this division, not good enough. Um,
Yeah. So I guess yours is what? New York or sorry,
No, I have
Boston.
Red
Boston.
Sox.
Boston 1, New
Yeah,
York
New
2,
York
Baltimore
2,
3,
Baltimore 3,
Toronto
Toronto,
4,
Tampa
Tampa
Bay.
5.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I'll go then.
Yeah.
So going number 1, I'll go Baltimore
Yeah.
because that team is scary as fuck. I mean, they have maybe the best catcher in baseball, Adley Rutschman. They have Gunnar Henderson. If Jackson Holiday can figure out how to hit a baseball in the major leagues, maybe
Huh.
he'll be fine. Like their infield is low key like gross. Jordan Westberg is crazy too. They have Cedric Mullins. They have Tyler O'Neill. They have Colton Cowser, Heston Kjerstad. Their pitching is probably their weak spot. Tyler Wells was one of the. It's weird. 2 years ago, Tyler Wells was a really good starter, and then last year he was sent to the minor leagues for a while. Charlie Morton is he's a good pitcher, but the only thing with him is if I look on the roster, Charlie Morton is easily the oldest player because nobody, I believe the second oldest player on Baltimore's roster is like 35, and Charlie Morton is 41, but he still throws like 95, 96, 97. So what am I going to say? But
Like
yeah.
I'm just looking at this lineup, and it's like, damn, there's no holes.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the scary part. The only hole is in the pitching staff, right? Which is like because like Kyle Bradish is really good too. But the only problem with these guys though is their consistency. They have to be like if they stay consistent, I think they could easily finish number 1. So that's my take on them. If we're going number 2, I'm gonna put the Yankees.
yeah.
Um, the Rays, I agree, would finish 5th. And you know what? This might throw you off, but I'm gonna put Boston at 4th and Toronto at 3rd.
What?
Yeah.
You know what? You're not crazy. Because honestly, I that's kind of surprising, but honestly, it's not too surprising. If the Jays finish have a perfect season, they can finish second.
Yeah, like listen, if they if
I,
they just if they go back to what they were even in
yeah.
2023,
If
2022, they'll finish like
exactly.
second or third and they'll potentially be in a playoff spot, right? So for me, yeah, the Yankees obviously like the Yankee for me honestly, Baltimore and New York are interchangeable 1 and 2 because those two teams I believe were like they were basically trading places like every other week in last year's season for first and second. And they were only finished like 3 games apart, which is why I'm like it could easily be either way. So the
How many
Yankee, but
games
the
did
Yankees,
Boston? How many games did Boston win last year?
like
Like 80,
I think they were 500 exactly.
oh,
So
81?
yeah, yeah, 81 and 81, I believe.
Okay.
But if we're looking at the Yankees here, pitching is unreal. They got Devin Williams, who's their new. I guess he'll be one of the new closers. One of the underrated relievers for me on New York is Mark Leiter Jr. Plays for the Cubs. Guy's gross, right? And then well, Garrett Cole's obviously out, but if we look at their starters, Max Fried, Luis Gill, the Rookie of the
Marcus
Year,
Stroman.
Marcus Stroman might be a little bit washed, but we'll find out.
But hey, hey,
This
might be
year.
washed, but he has
Listen, but
fantastic
you know
hair.
what, Strosho, I love you.
His
Maybe
his
one of the
hair,
most
his hair
maybe
will get him
one
through.
of maybe one of the most like electric Toronto starters like ever.
Oh yeah, he was great.
And then the 4 or 5 are and then the other two aren't bad. Clark Schmidt and Carlos Rodon. Not
And
bad.
then and then for the wild card, I hate to do this, but Baltimore is missing the playoffs. Um, for my wild card, I'm gonna put the
Yo, what?
yes, yes. I'll justify it later.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
I have the I have the Yankees, and I'm gonna put the Tigers in the wild card. And here's why I'm taking the Tigers over the Orioles. I think the division's gonna be so hard that the Orioles are gonna lose more games against the AL East than Tigers lose against AL West. I think
Or Central,
that's
yeah.
or sorry, AL Central, and that's pretty much as simple as it comes. As we know, baseball,
Damn.
the divisions really matter. Um,
Yeah, but remember, 6 teams go up.
oh
So
wait, we completely forgot to put three wild card teams.
No, I put three in the
I'm
NL. I
stupid.
put I put
Yeah,
three.
then the O's make the playoffs too. I have O's, Yankees, Tigers, and in the NL I have the Braves, Phillies, and Diamondbacks.
Yeah, mine was Braves, Mets, Diamondbacks. Remember, I said I
Okay,
said that earlier,
bro, I'm living in 2015.
dude. Oh my God! For anybody that is a Jays fan, what I would give to go back to 10 years ago. Oh my God!
I remember watching. Sorry, we're going on a tangent here. I remember
There you go.
watching the seventh inning against the Rangers
Maybe
with
like the
my dad
craziest
and
thing
mom.
I've ever seen in my life. Holy crap!
With I remember, yeah, with my dad and mom in the living room, and my dad, I think he was like, "What's going on? Why are you getting excited?" And I'm like, you don't understand.
It's the
Yeah,
craziest, it's some of the craziest
Jose,
shit you've
I'm
ever
like, you don't
seen on a
understand.
baseball diamond, bro.
You don't understand. Adrian Beltre just no, it wasn't who was it that made three errors?
Well, it was Andrews that
Elvis
made two of
Andrews just
them,
made
and
three.
then Mitch Moreland technically made one because he made a shitty throw. Andrews was just the one who
I said
was on the
Elvis
receiving end.
Andrews made three errors. That's never gonna happen again. Yeah,
Yeah, in the clinching game of playoff
exactly.
series.
He's made three errors, and Jose Bautista's up. Yeah, my dad knows nothing about baseball. All right, so
Shout out, Mr. I don't know his name. I don't know his.
Berardis.
Or no, no, yeah, yeah, I know. Sorry, yeah,
Oh,
Mr.
first name.
Berardis,
Yeah,
his first
I'll
name. Yeah.
keep. I'm probably gonna edit that out. But yeah.
Shout out, John Lucas' dad. How's that?
There you go. Should I do MVPs? Uh,
Wait, hold on. Let me lay out. I
yeah.
just let me lay out mine. I think for mine American League, it was so yeah. So all right, let's recap this really quickly. So for you in the National League,
For me, in the National
you have
League,
the
in
Mets winning the
the
East, was it?
hold on, in the NL East, I have the Mets. So in order, Mets, Braves, Phillies, Nats, Marlins.
Hmm.
In the Central, I have Brewers, Cubs, Pirates, Cardinals, Reds.
Hmm.
And in the West, I have
Dodgers,
where is it?
D-backs, Padres,
Where's my
Giants,
West?
Rockies. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
our West ones are the
our
same.
West is the same, so I drew an arrow. Yeah, our West is the
Yeah, yeah,
same.
yeah.
And in the wild cards in the West, I have Braves, Phillies, Diamondbacks.
Which is two-thirds the same because
So
mine
yeah,
was split Philly and Mets. So
we
we're
pretty
pretty
much
much
have
on
the
track
same.
there.
Yeah.
In the American League, I believe yeah, so you said Boston's finishing one.
In the AL, in the East, I have Red Sox, Yankees, Orioles, Jays, Rays. In the
Yeah, yeah.
Central, I have Guardians, Tigers, Royals, Twins, White Sox. In the
Mhm.
West, I have Astros, Rangers, Mariners, Athletics, and Angels. And the wild card
Yeah.
teams, I have Orioles, Yankees, and Tigers.
Yeah, so so for the West or sorry, for the National League it's pretty much the same thing, just minus flipping the Phillies and the Mets.
Phillies and Mets, yeah.
In the American League, I said Baltimore will be one. Yeah, Baltimore's one, New York two, Toronto three, Boston four, Tampa five. Central, I
That's
believe I said,
probably where we differ the most. You're saying the Red Sox
yeah,
are a fourth place team. I'm saying they're
yeah.
first. Okay.
And then I believe I said in the Central, KC is one, Detroit is two, Cleveland three. We both agreed on Minnesota, and then Chicago four and fifth.
Yeah.
And in the West, I believe we have the exact same one too. Houston one, Texas two. I think that's what you said, right?
Yeah. I have Houston one, Rangers two, Mariners three, and then the A's and Angels.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think the biggest difference we have is the American League East,
Okay.
which is the division that I'm pretty sure you and I will be paying attention to the most, just because
Yes.
of one specific baseball team. But
And then
yeah,
MVP,
Mm,
NL,
shout
Otani.
out to the way too early MVP predictions.
NL, I
Otani,
have Otani.
yep.
AL, fuck it. I'll go Bobby Witt Jr. All right.
So NL, I'll also go Otani. In
Yeah.
the American League,
It's hard.
I'm gonna go out on a very very loose limb. Who or well, hold on. Let me think about if I'm
Yeah,
gonna go
go
out on this
think.
limb or if
Take
I'm
your
gonna
time.
say Bobby Witt Jr. because he's my second option if it's not this person. But
Bobby Witt's very obvious choice. It's very hype beast
oh,
answer, but
dude, here's the thing. If if you didn't say Bobby Witt Jr. as a top three candidate, you wouldn't be you'd be like, what are you talking
Exactly.
about? You know what I mean, like, but you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say that someone who we are trying to sign or trying to re-sign is gonna
Vladimir Guerrero
be.
Jr. is gonna win MVP. I don't hate
I don't hate it either because that's
it.
what you and I want, but uh,
Yes.
the average baseball fan, which is like 99% American, so like 99% of them are probably American. I'd say wouldn't probably wouldn't agree with that, but yeah, I'll go Vladdy MVP. Okay, I'll go Vladdy one for MVP. I think Witt will be two. Otani is obviously going to win the MVP in the
Okay.
National League.
Cy Young, AL, I'm going Framber Valdez.
Really,
Yes. And then NL,
the NL is where it's tougher for me because Chris
I'm
Sale,
looking at the options. You have to give me some time.
Chris Sale, it's like you don't necessarily know if he'll be.
I'm not picking back-to-back winners. Screw that. Um,
See, American League is where I might pick back-to-back winners because Screwball is just ridiculous.
shoot. This is
You know
hard,
what? You know
man.
what? I'm gonna throw another limb. I'm gonna put another go out on a limb again. I'm gonna say Seth Lugo wins the Cy Young this year.
That's not bad.
And then for the
Um,
National League, fuck.
I'm putting Blake Snell. Fuck.
I am not gonna put Blake Snell because he is like the 3, 4, 5 guy.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You know what? I'm
He is
not
the
doing that
three,
either.
4, or 5 guy on on the Dodgers alone. So I
You
think
know
if we're
what?
gonna,
Fuck it. I'm gonna pick a guy from Arizona, but not that
Zach
guy.
Allen,
Yes, I'm picking Zach Allen. All
I
right.
love Zach Allen.
So
Zach Allen
he's
is
my Cy Young for the NL.
okay.
Oh,
So
it
for
could be
NL
It
Cy
could be
Young, I'm gonna
Corbin Burns
go.
too,
Yeah.
but I'll
See
take Allen.
the NL has many options for NL
Yeah.
Cy Young. I'm gonna go with. Jeez, so I'm trying to look at because honestly, the team that they play on plays a significant factor in my opinion.
You could even put
So
Otani, and you wouldn't be crazy.
yeah, no, it wouldn't be crazy. It wouldn't be crazy, but I think God, it's between like three people for me because
Low key.
I think
Also,
Zach Gallen will bounce back.
Logan Webb is pretty good.
Yeah,
If
it's just he doesn't play on the greatest team, so
but he's still pretty good.
he is. But it's tough to win Cy Youngs when your team finishes fourth,
Yeah, you're right.
especially in the NL West. So I think you know what I'm gonna fuck it. I'm gonna go. You know what? Let me look at the stats really quickly. Mm.
I'm looking at
Okay, I changed my
pitchers.
answer. I'm gonna go Zach Wheeler for.
I was contemplating saying him too because
I'm gonna say Zach Wheeler.
he's a very good pitcher. His team's gonna be good.
He's
Yeah, I
consistent,
would.
man. He's consistent. Like
Yeah,
200
he's good.
innings, like 200 plus strikeouts in the 200 innings, like, and his WHIP is below 1, and his ERA was like 2.5 or something like that, like almost 2.6. That's
All
pretty
right,
good.
let's get to the nitty-gritty. World Series matchup. All right,
Oh shit.
I'm taking. Uh, even though they're not winning their division, I'm taking the Braves.
Okay.
Or, no, screw that. No. I'm not taking no Braves. Uh, uh oh shit. This is
This is
hard.
really where it gets tough because it's like there's 162 games, and
I'm
listen,
not taking the Dodgers. I'm sorry. Uh, somebody has to do better.
you know what? You know what? I'm gonna say that I'm gonna make two predictions. All right. So these are two World Series. These are so I know we're only predicting one World Series matchup, but I'm gonna throw two out there
You know what? I'm going
just
all in. Give me
just
Braves
for
versus Tigers.
okay, I'm gonna go for my more legitimate answer, I'm gonna go Royals and uh I'm gonna go Royals and hard not to say the Dodgers because they're already 2-0 to start the year.
Give me the yeah, they're insane.
You know what? I can't say. I mean, actually, you know what? Let's run it back to 10 years ago. We'll go Royals Mets.
Royals Mets? The
Royals Mets,
Mets.
just like 10 years ago.
All right. There you guys
And
go.
then
These are the most accurate predictions ever. Everything we said is going to 100% be true, except the Toronto Blue Jays will win the World Series.